One could easily guess that when making theories like this, you're bound to stumble upon theories that you just have to scrap. Sometimes theories like these are just bad or won't work lore-wise, but sometimes the potential theory isn't scrapped because it doesn't fit into canon, but because it is just too minor for its own video. With these cases, I don't just leave and forget the idea, but I keep it in my archives for later usage. And I guess now it is perfect time for finally use those. In today's episode, we are going through not one, but 4 smaller theories that haven't had a possibility to get their own videos so far. So without any further ado, let's begin. Okay, let's start this video with a topic that is the core of Touhou, the religions. Oh boy, I hope I won't offend anyone with this, but considering it is impossible, I might have already done it. But anyhow, as you may know, Touhou's world highly revolves around different religions, like Shintoism, Buddhism and Taoism. There are also minor references to Christianity and Judaism. There are many occasions in Touhou lore where there is a specific group or faction that supports one specific religion, like for instance Moria and Hakurei shrines are supporting Shintoism. But the funny thing is that all of them seem to draw their powers from their own religion. Wouldn't that mean that in the world of Gensokyo there actually aren't any correct religion, as we like to think in our real world? Take for instance Raim or Remilia. Raim's charms are really effective weapons, because these hold high amounts of spiritual power that comes from the Hakurei god. Or with Remilia, some of her spells like the Night Lost Castle is resembling the cross, which seems to have a quite punch with the spiritual powers drawn from Christian beliefs. One could even say that the religions work almost as companies whose employees are trying to get more and more people to become their customers. That kind of behavior was seen in the events of Hopeless Masquerade. This kind of attitude towards religions in Touhou series is actually also more beneficial than you might think. Zone could really easily just drop monsters or beings from other cultures in the world of Touhou without damaging canon if every religion is actually considered viable in the lore. Something like this actually happened when Zun brought the Scarlet Vampires in Touhou 6. You see, they differ a lot from Kurumi, who was the first vampire to be introduced in Touhou. In fact, the Scarlet Sisters are a mix of every Eastern and Western trait for a vampire. For instance, the power gaining from the moon comes from China. The common belief of vampires sleeping in coffins comes from Germany. The sharp fangs and red eyes relate back to Finland, and the vampire lores and stories themselves relate back to France, Belgium and Netherlands. So if this wasn't clear enough evidence that there really aren't wrong beliefs in Gensokyo, I don't know what is. The real world could learn a lot of things from the ways of Gensokyo, don't you think? 1 down, 3 to go. The second one is actually quite unnoticeable if you don't pay attention to the character designs, but surprisingly this theory isn't related to character designs, but instead the proof for backing it up comes from one of them. But straight to the point. Let's list every single dimension / reality the Touhou lore has. First of all, we have the Gensokyo, which also includes Baba Agra and the Hell of Blazing Fires, which I assume is the same hell as in the PC-98 era. Next up, we have the Netherworld, then we have the Dream World, Fantasy World, Higen, which also includes the Road of Reconsideration and Muentsuga, Makai, the Moon's Phantasm side, Probability Space Hypervessel, Seihu World, the unnamed Dream World, the World of Fantasies not to be confused with the Fantasy World, the Outside World, and finally the actual Hell. That should give an idea of how many different sister dimensions Gensokyo actually has. But for now we are focusing onto that actual Hell, where Clown Piece and Hekatea are occupied. Also, as far as I know it, all the Yamas are also supposed to be located in this Hell. So, what's so funny about it? Well, as I said, let's look at someone's character design. With Hekatia, there's one strange little detail about her. Those planets wrapped to her with chains. It doesn't look strange at first. You have Earth, Moon, and the Hell. Wait, the Hell? It is its own planet. Well, according to Hekatia's clothing, it actually is. Could there actually be a full-sized twin planet for Earth that is just shut away from the outside world like Gensokyo is? That is one possibility, but I have actually another idea that could actually make more sense. As you may know, Clownpiece is from Hell, and she has actually described it in a Visionary Fairies in Shrine Touhou manga. Just listen to this. According to Clownpiece, there are no actual living beings or even plants in Hell. The Hell is incredibly hot, there is flowing magma and lava, there are winds way stronger than here on Earth, and it seems that Hekatia is the only one who knows how to get in and out of that place. So after this, is there any place that sounds like the place Clownpiece described? How about Venus? It fits perfectly to the description Clownpiece gave us. Venus is incredibly hot, has many volcanoes, it is its own planet, it is also almost the same size as the Earth, just like in Hekatia's design. Venus is considered to have been Earth-like planet billions of years ago, so it could explain that dead part. And Venus also has unimaginably strong winds that can go around the planet in just a couple hours. Also, when you look at the planet attached to Hekatia alongside with Earth, it actually looks a bit like Venus. So basically, I think that Hell isn't just some random magical dimension where Hekatia and Yamas are occupied. I think that the Hell is actually Venus, for it fits in quite well. So the third one I have is a bit more vague, but bear with me. As you may know, yokai of nature are born from humans' beliefs. They are basically the same as the yokai races like Tengu and Oni, but they are born from humans' beliefs, where Oni and Tengu are born with other means, but they are still dependent on human belief. And then there are vampires who really don't need human belief to exist, but we're not talking about them now. What I'm talking about is how you can actually bring a yokai of nature into existence, because according to Touhou lore, almost any object, thing, or thought can reach Gensokyo once it is forgotten by the outside world. This also includes people and animals too. This happened with those creepypasta stories that were part of urban legend in Limbo's story. Those urban legends were forgotten by the outside world, so they started to appear in Gensokyo. After a while, enough humans started to believe in them and they turned into real primitive yokai. But here's the thing, if a belief of just a few humans, as Gensokyo has, is enough to bring a thought into reality to be a yokai of its own, imagine how someone could use that to their advantage. There have been occasions where this almost happened, like in the events of Forbidden Scrollery, where people started to believe to a story that told about bull-headed person, and if someone were unlucky enough to hear that story, that person would die immediately. Reimu and Marisa became quite worried about this, for that kind of fear and belief could actually bring it into a reality. If some yokai or human were to use this power of human belief to their advantage, they could actually bring quite terrifying creatures and beings into life. Or maybe that kind of strategy has already been used and someone we actually know could be a result of usage of this hidden power within the humans. And finally, the last minor theory that I have in store for you. This time it is about two specific characters and about their powers. People usually think about the abilities and powers of Touhou characters as individuals, but one day I started to think, what if some characters were to combine their abilities? Which combination would be the most powerful? I think I have found an answer for you. Two abilities that, if were put together, could be invincible combination. The characters that hold these abilities are Koishiko Meiji and Remilia Scarlet. If those two were to combine their powers, there would be literally no one to stop them. And I mean literally no one. Combining their abilities would be a bulletproof. If you don't believe me, then let me explain. Remilia's ability is to control fate. This ability in itself should allow her to be invincible, for she should be able to decide the outcome of any event. But there's a little catch. Remilia's power is thought to be subconscious. This isn't confirmed, but because there has never been a situation where she would have been using her ability directly, it is safe to assume that she cannot control her ability freely to her will. As you know, Koishi's ability is to be able to control subconsciousness. If she and Remilia were to team up, they could take over against Sokyo, whole world, or even the whole universe in a matter of seconds. Because Koishi could manipulate Remilia's ability with her own, and with fate on their side, they could literally do anything they could ever want, and nobody would be able to stop them no matter what. No gods, no yokai, not humans. That's an awfully overpowered combination, and I'm surprised that it hasn't been used as a theme in Touhou already. And it may just be for the best if it were not used, because it would ruin the balance completely. But I think that this quite wraps it up. I didn't do too deep research on any of these, because it really would ruin the idea of this video, which is just to give you guys an idea of what kind of ideas have been running through my mind, but haven't had big enough potential to make it to their own videos. I also would like if we were to have some sort of discussion going on down to the comments about all of this, because I really want to hear your opinions about these. This'll also most likely be the last Touhou theory for this year, for I'm keeping a break from YouTube once my Christmas vacation starts. But don't worry, after the new year I'll come back with hopefully new theory ideas and with a new and even stronger ambition to make videos. So once again, please keep in mind that these things said on the video are not canon and they're just theories. But who knows, maybe they'll actually turn out to be true. But for now, I have to bid you a farewell. My name is Touhou, I wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and we'll see in 2017.